Bad. What's happening?
Yeah. Well, do you want to go on talk about that a little bit? About what's going to happen tomorrow?
Yeah, we could. We could. I'm excited. That's what I'm here for. Ultimately,
Yeah.
I lost my job last week. Um, After 28 years of working in next month, I'll start my 29th year of working in a place where it was a dream job. It allowed me to, you know, have an amazing life, travel the world, and a simple life, but something that you never think is going to come to an end. It did,
Yeah.
because of the restrictions and the narrative that's going on, and the mandates. If you don't abide by what they're saying, you're done in society. They want to paint the picture of, if you're unvaccinated, you're putting everybody in danger.
And you know what? I think it kind of even goes beyond the whole vaccinated, unvaccinated. If you actually look at the number of businesses that have struggled because of mandates and because
my
of
God.
lockdowns, I know so many people that, have owned like gyms and hair salons and other types of businesses that they couldn't operate. And because they're small businesses, they're essentially living month to month, right? They're
Yeah.
not Walmart.
Yeah.
They're not Costco. They don't have this, this bank account of unlimited money where they don't care if they get locked down. And the funny thing is, if you look at the way all the lockdown stuff happened and the mandates, they were looser on big businesses that could afford to be locked down, and they just crushed everything else.
The whole
right?
thing to me, it just makes me sick because the math doesn't add up. You're telling that restaurant that has 5 tables that they can't work, but I work with 3,000 people and we were never shut down.
Yeah.
I work with 3,000 people, 2 shifts a day, 6 days a week for the last 2 years. And not only we were good, now I don't have a job. And I worked right there on that place for 2 years. They put the mandates of wear a mask, the plexiglass, and the whole circus. And now it's like they're playing with people's emotion, they're playing with people's livelihoods, people's mental health. It just makes me sick. That not so much for me. I'm gonna be 50 years old. I'm good. You're not gonna change me, but
that wouldn't have put you at 50. So you're doing something right. You're doing something right.
Something. Maybe it's a toque.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
What really bothers me, it's what we're gonna live for the next generation. Our kids are suffering way too much because of this. When they tell them go to school 1 week, no, don't go to school this week. They having to wear masks all day when they're perfectly healthy. The whole thing stops this weekend, I think. I hope.
Yeah, I hope so, right? Because I think at the end of the day, if you feel unsafe or uncomfortable, right, going to restaurants, then don't go to restaurants, right? If you feel unsafe walking around without a mask on, then wear a mask on. But you can't. In my opinion, you shouldn't be allowed to impose all these restrictions on, onto everybody. Who I think really, at the end of the day, I don't think it has the positive outcome that anybody thought it was going to.
No,
right?
no, not at all. Not at all. First of all, because the damage they're doing, like the damage to the economy, the damage to small businesses, the damage to our young generation, and our mental health. Like suicide is through the roof, depression, anxiety, all this negative aspect of all these lockdown and restrictions, and that doesn't seem to end. When the whole problem that we have right now, it's always been, the medical infrastructure that we have.
Yeah.
I know a person that works at 3 different hospitals. They're like, we have had emergencies every year for the last 30 years, except for the last 2 years. The last 2 years, I've seen less people in hospitals, she told me, than in the last 20. And I've been to hospitals. I was actually there 4 or 5 days ago for my shoulder, and I was in and out. Especially this time of the year where flu season every year overwhelms hospitals.
Yeah.
They I think they take the opportunity to implement more restrictions and more of this because the numbers are going higher. But this time of the year, the numbers have always been higher anyway.
Yeah, everybody's getting sick. Everybody's
obviously it's a controversial topic, but that's what I'm here this weekend to try and get people together and tell our leaders that we're not going to put up with this.
So you've walked down to Parliament already?
Yes, I was there the morning. I drove through the night last night. I got here at 5 a.m. just because I know how crazy the high was going to be today and tomorrow, and I did the right thing. I went by the Parliament today, and there's a lot of people in there already. Everybody's making noise. Everybody's honking. On my way here, at every gas station that I stopped, there were hundreds of trucks just getting ready to. I guess some of them sleep like they always do at rest stops, but a lot of them, all these trucks were ready to go.
It's crazy. I'm curious to know what the number is going to be.
I think everybody's going to be surprised.
I think so too.
I think everybody's going to be surprised. I don't know about the number of truckers. I don't know if it's 10, 20,000, 30,000. The number of people that are going to show up.
Yeah, well, so what surprised me more, I think, than the number of trucks is I've seen videos online now of people filming the trucks driving by and then video from the trucks. And it's like every underpass that they go under, it's like hundreds, if not like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
So you see these underpasses, the tops are completely full of people. Yeah. The sides are completely full of people. There's cars parked all along the sides of the highway. Yeah. And it's like, it's not just one underpass. This happens. This is happening.
All of them.
Yeah. It's happening.
And some of the overpass, they had to shut traffic down. Like they could not have traffic going because of the amount of people they had.
Yeah. So it's interesting because I have a WhatsApp group with a couple of buddies of mine, and we kind of talk about this stuff. And I think most of them are a bit more pessimistic, and they're saying, "Oh, there's maybe going to be like 100 trucks and maybe 1,000 people that show up." And I'm like, man, there's 1,000 people on like one underpass.
Yeah.
When they drive by, like it's going to be insane. It's going to be insane.
Thing is, that's never been reported by the media or the radio stations but I have been to demonstrations myself in downtown Toronto, and the smallest one that I've been to, there's 10,000 people, like thousands upon thousands of people, because you cannot take the freedom to choose from people and be okay. That's not okay. Unless you're telling me this thing has a 30%, death rate or whatever, I understand.
Even 10%. I think even 10%. I think like one
even 5% maybe. Whatever.
Yeah, maybe, but yeah, it's way less.
Yeah,
than that.
I think the measures that they're taking are worse than the than the results they're getting.
Yeah, and the problem really is it's hard to really know what the real numbers are now because everybody's changing the numbers to kind of fit their agenda, right? Like the people that are completely anti everything, they're saying like it's killing nobody, and the people that are like pro all the mandate, they're raising numbers and making it look like it's killing everybody. But I think at the end of the day, I'm just speaking anecdotally. Like I don't think I know anybody personally who's gotten COVID like really, really bad and been like even close to dying. I know my wife, she was sick before they knew it was COVID.
Yeah.
And she was pretty sick. I wouldn't say she was ever like worried about dying. The only people that I know of that did get COVID really bad, and it has gotten like severely bad, were people that weren't friends of mine directly. They're like friends of friends.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing the stories of those people. And again, I know they exist because I've seen the pictures in the hospitals and people filming people.
The problem is, I think the main reason people have not gotten better when they've been sick is because they've been treated with the wrong medication. That's one of the big things why people have died. I've heard reports, when they're banning ivermectin and these medicines that have been in the WHO essential, list for 50, 60, 70 years, and they don't want you to use it. There's a secondary agenda, I think.
See, that's, and I don't want to get too crazy into conspiracies.
No, let's not.
But I will say this. I think it is really weird, right? Where it's like you have medicine that's been around for a long time, and it's like, no, you're not allowed to use this.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, take this new thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, like why? Like it seems weird to me. I don't.
People that have used it, they had great results.
Yeah. And it's just weird. I just can't remember a time when there was a disease or a sickness where people were enforcing, use this, not that, right? It was like, if you're really sick, like you're open, you're free to do whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I think, cancer treatment, right? If you want, experimental cancer treatment, you're allowed to get that. If you want chemotherapy, as far as I know, you're open to try whatever treatments you want, right?
Anything. If you want the flu shot, you can get it. If you don't want it, you don't have to take it.
Yeah. And honestly, I think cancer is a good example. Cancer kills way more people. And it ruins so many lives.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of people that have died of cancer.
Anything kills more people than COVID. Anything.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But the thing that's interesting about cancer, though, is it's been around for a while. It's getting worse. And the focus isn't there. I feel like there's always money being put in it, like, progressively. But if you look at the number of dollars that were spent to try to stop COVID or prevent COVID or all the initiatives that were happening because of COVID, if you put that kind of money towards something
your
that's
medical infrastructure,
right, anything,
it would have fixed. Listen, with the $1 billion that they've spent in the last 2 years, giving people money to stay home and all this bullshit. Can I say bullshit? No.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. If you say anything too bad, I'll just bleep it out.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Okay. All this thing that they've been doing.
Yeah.
With that amount of money, they could have just built hospitals, strengthen your infrastructure, and they haven't done that.
And I think the number, I don't know if this is just the US, this might be North America. I think it was 7 trillion so far. I think that's the number. I could be wrong. I could be making that up. But that's something that
Who do you think is going to pay for that? Gas.
Like, where does that money even come from? Where do you get $7 trillion?
A year and a half ago, gas was 80 cents a liter. Now it's over 150.
Yeah.
They double in price. And everything's going to double. Groceries have doubled in the last year as well. Now you go to the grocery store, get 2 bags, it's over $100. You don't even buy food.
I think the groceries, the price of groceries, I think depends on where you live. I think where I am here, a lot of produce and stuff has gone up 30 to 40% for sure. But it's not quite doubled, but there have been things like meat, certain types of meat and stuff that progressively have gotten.
Salmon. I used to get salmon all the time. Now you get half $30 for a half a slab of salmon.
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
So I'm interesting too because of all the convoy, right? So that's what's coming tomorrow. Well, I guess a lot of them are already here.
Yeah, the thing is, I heard something that the convoy was over 400 miles long already. So the convoy that was entering Ontario, it was finishing Alberta or something, like the one of the first guys entering Ontario. The last truck, it was like 400 miles or something.
How's that even possible? That's ridiculous.
And it's going to get longer. And they're not going to even be able to get in the city. They're going to have to leave their truck somewhere on the highway or somewhere and just, walk it.
I got to go downtown tomorrow. I'll bring a camera and I'll.
I thought things would be shut down right now, all those streets, but they're not. I was able to drive right on that main street by the Parliament.
There was a few roadblocks yesterday.
Yeah.
So last night, we went downtown. So we dropped off the arm wrestling table at or two arm wrestling tables at a friend of mine's place who lives very close to Parliament.
Yeah.
And then on the way there, we'll pick them up. But But on the highway, I think I saw 2 or 3 roadblocks in a couple of places, but nothing crazy. Nothing crazy yet. Yeah.
When I was driving here, it actually took me to the Trans Canada Highway or something. It took me on a different way, not the 401, because of road closures. The GPS told me. So, I was able to find an Airbnb 20 or 25 blocks from this place. So I'm good. I'm set up.
10-minute walk, 15-minute walk, something like that.
I'll take an Uber. I don't want to walk when it's minus 25. It's going to be cold tomorrow, but I think there's going to be 1 million people there tomorrow.
Million, yeah?
Oh, I think so. I think so.
Do you have a drone?
No, I bought one the other day because of I want to do this YouTube thing, but I'm so bad with technology. I crashed it twice.
Oh no!
And I tried to calibrate it the way they said, whatever, but it didn't happen. Happen.
I hope somebody gets some really good drone footage. I think that'd be really cool.
I got a big stick I can, but nothing big. Nothing.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I have a friend of mine who has a really good drone. Well, after we're done, I think I'm going to give him a call.
Give him a call if you can. Oh my God.
Yeah, if we can get a drone downtown, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think drone footage would be really good because then there's no hiding it, right? Because if you play the camera game where, you're pointing the camera in a certain direction, you see a lot of people, but behind you could be empty. Yeah. There's no lying with aerial shots,
drones have changed the game for sure. But when it comes to filming, drones have stepped it up for sure.
Yeah, and there's still, if you get a good one, I think it's still pretty expensive, but they're getting more affordable, right? Yeah. Where I think before it was like a few $1,000s for like a good one, and I think now you get a pretty good one for like $1,000 or less, right?
Yeah, I paid like $600 or something, and this one was like 4K and motion. It wasn't obviously high end, but it had all the things that the high ends had.
You know what the model is?
I probably have it. I just look at my what do you call it? Amazon purchases and should be there. But,
okay, because I know at one again I remember I looked into this like a few years ago because I was kind of interested.
Yeah,
I remember the Phantom, whatever it was called. Like that was kind of the go-to one. Yeah. But I think there's just so many companies making high level ones now. I don't know what
if you want the good ones, it'll run you $1,500, $2,500, $10,000. Yeah,
for $10,000, the drone better be able to pick me up.
Oh, it would.
Attach to me and I get it.
It would. So there's going to be some arm wrestling table there tomorrow.
Yep.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So
that's going to be good.
The plan is to get them as close to the flame as we can.
Well, I didn't see no flame there today. I was right there by where the water flows. Yeah. There was no flame. And the flame's right in the middle. Yeah. Right. I didn't see a flame.
They turn it on?
Maybe it was so cold, the flame was little. I don't know, but I was right there. The water's still flowing, so it looks like it's somewhat hot in there. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of people already. There's a lot of people already there.
So right now are all the people like inside of the Parliament Hill area, or are they on the street?
No, they're on the street. Like, I mean, there is not. I was there early this morning, and I was just walking by, stay there for about 20, 30 minutes, and then just left and tried to find the place. But people are going. People are driving by, honking, walking, taking pictures, but just scoping the place out. Tomorrow is going to be the real party, I think.
Gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
So how long have you been arm wrestling? Going back to that arm wrestling thing now.